Welcome you again. Hello everyone, I am Richa Goswami presenting organization behavior for the UGC NET paper 2 of management. In early video we have discussed two classical theories which were scientific management theory, second was administrative management theory. In this video we will discuss third theory of scientific approach, that is bureaucracy theory, which were given by the Max Weber. According to this theory, each and every organization has a proper structure, proper routine task, proper rule and regulation, and clearly divided departments. In this theory, he described few elements for the every organization. First is the hierarchy. Hierarchy means each lower office is under the supervision of higher one. Division of work means each person's job is broken down into small, simple, routine, well-defined tasks. Rule and regulation: organizations frame certain rule and regulation according to the worker have to work. And departmentalization, similar to the division of work. Here the organization is divided into a small group into functional departments. Narrow span of control. It says that a single executive should not have more people under his guidance. This is due to the fact that one can supervise employees of his department only. Records: according to Max Weber, paper records have to be kept for everything by maintaining files on day-to-day basis. This helps in future reference of past work. Impersonal relationship: there is no place for personal emotions and favors. There people are only seniors and juniors and peers. Not any personal bonding is involved in such kind of organization. Administrative class: there is a special class of official which called bureaucrats who were selected on the basis of their competencies, skills. They are trained and posted on senior position. Rationality: when we have clear cut rule and regulation and objectives of the organization, so all decision and judgments were made on the rational basis. Next theory is neoclassical theory. Neoclassical theory is a scientific theory, is a theory which is based on human relationship. Earlier we studied scientific theory which analyzed the activities of worker, whereas administrative and bureaucratic theory focuses on the activities of managers. But these all theories forget the importance of individuals as well as group relationship, and this neo theory tried to identify the impact of these kind of relationship on the work performance of any organization. For this, Alton Mayo conducted a Hawthorne experiment in which 14 male workers were formed in a small work group and intensively observed for the 7 months in a bank firing room. These employees were paid not only on the basis of their individual performance, but they are awarded by the incentives on the group performance. After this research, they found that the group which has established its own standard of output, work group norms and sentiments, and the result was greater than the economic incentives offered by the management. What were the principles of the neoclassical theory? Neoclassical theory suggests that social factor affect the people more than the organizational factor. Next, they said every organization has some informal group which the employees in which employees try to fulfill their social needs of entertainment, mutual cooperation for fulfilling personal needs. These informal groups have direct impact on formal organizations. Relations हैं तो obviously conflicts will arise. A conflict between personal and organizational goal exists for the employees. Means they try to meet their personal goals by achieving the organizational goals. There is always a conflict between these. Sometimes their personal goals doesn't meet to, or sometimes organization goals doesn't meet. So this conflict always exists in organizations. Man is motivated not only by the economic factor, but he wants to fulfill their own needs also, different needs also in a work environment. Sometimes men behave irrationally because of their sentiments, their behavior, their working conditions. Communication is the only way to understand workers' sentiments with their attitude, their opinion, and methods of working and taking suitable actions. Voluntary supervision with concern of employees ensure good results, better morale, and healthy organizational climate. Similarly, leadership is also important to direct employees' behavior. However, leadership cannot only come from the formal positions. There may be informal leaders who can identify themselves with group by way of human relation approaches. The goal of productivity and employee satisfaction inextricably intertwined means this is unavoidable. Productivity directly connected to the employee satisfaction. If your employees is satisfied, your productivity obviously will increase. If your employees is not satisfied, he will not produce at the par. What are the impacts of neoclassical theory? Neoclassical theory always try to attempt certain workforce with high morale by using democratic means. Means democracy is for the people, by the people. They always try to satisfy their personal need as well as their organizational needs. This theory believes that man is a social animal and focus was on people, incentives, democratization of the workplace. Because of this theory, informal organization always exist within flat structure means where the communication chain is shorter to make the people feel more autonomy and develop independent spirit. Flat here span of control is more suitable for motivating people. Flat structure when everyone is working in the horizontal way equally. Next is decentralization. This offers people to decide their own plan of actions to take responsibility for their work. This theory advocates informal organization to overcome the limitations of formal organization to fulfill members' need, particularly that those needs are psychological in nature. Next, we are going to study modern organization theory. These were originated in 1950. These theories have few features like open system view. According to this theory, theorists think that organization continuously interact with the internal as well as the external factors for the survival and growth. Thus, it considers an organization as a system having various elements like input, transformation, processes, outputs, feedback, and external environment like customers, suppliers, retailers, bankers. To modern organization theory obviously look each organization as a open system. Next is adaptive system. On this page says if any organization is not adaptive to the environment, then it cannot survive for the long run. Next is probabilistic model. Modern organization theories argues that an organization can never be deterministic, but it is more probabilistic in its outcome. Management has to be functional in face many dynamic variables, and there cannot be absolute predictability of these variables. To probabilistic means he has to face many changes, and there is no probability of calculating these changes and their impacts. Next is dynamic multivariables. This modern theories takes into account many variables which are ever changing in nature. This suggests that there is no simple cause effect phenomena. Rather, an event may be result so many variables which are interrelated and independent, which make organization a complex process. This modern theories is divided into two sub-theories, which can be system theory and next is contingency theory. Here is one question arises: who is known as the father of modern theory? The answer is Fayol. Fayol is known as the father of modern theory. System approach theory. In this theory, we consider an organization as a system integrated with various parts of organizations. It is a whole system in which small elements, small subsystems are existing, with which functions in the coordinated manner to fulfill the desired object of the organization. According to this theory, each constituent element of the organization is interrelated to each other, and any effect on it will also affect the overall organization. The prime role of manager is to coordinate the different activities and constitutes of the organization to achieve the target. System theory is a big picture approach that overcome the weakness of viewing things in too narrow perspective. It tries to view the organization as an integrated system composed of various subsystems, which should be considered in totality when solving any problem in the organization. It believes in the concept that the activity of an organization affects the activity of every other part. The organization can achieve results when all the departments work in coordination, following the unity of direction. Kurzweil and Nunez identify three subsystems in any organization. First is technical subsystem. It includes knowledge and techniques of transforming inputs and into outputs, tools and equipments, employees' skills, jobs itself. Technical subsystem constitutes formal arrangement of the functions. Next is social subsystem. It includes individual and formal groups, social and group norms, status, role, norms, and values. This subsystem arises spontaneously from the social interaction and shared value of people interacting in an organization. Values and unwritten aspects norm govern social subsystem. Next is power subsystem. The power can be defined as the capacity to induce other to produce an intended result through the presentation of force. People in the organization use power from official authority, location, job importance, experience, and tenure. As such, formal structure play a significant role in power distribution in the organization. Besides this, individuals also acquire power by way of their skills, knowledge, competency, and taking right decisions and transforming them into effective actions with successful results. Features of system approach. First is emergent behavior. The actual behavior pattern in an organization is determined by the interaction of these subsystems. The total behavior is the outcome of the interaction of these small subsystems. A system is made of several subsystems. Behavior and interrelationship between these all subsystems is known as the emergent behavior. Synergy. Next is synergy means that the whole is greater than the sum of its part. Synergy you can understand by 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 or more than 4. Okay. Then all these subsystems working together and producing synergy for the organization. An organization can be closed system or open system depending on the interaction with its environment. Each system has the boundary that separates it from its environment. A closed system has rigid boundary and an open system has flexible boundaries. A system has flow of information, sources, and energy. These enter the system as input, undergo processing, and exit the system as output. Next is feedback. Feedback, it is also very important. You can say it is a central nerve of any organization for system control. Information is feedback to the people so that the work can be assessed and if needed can be corrected. A system need to be adaptive to the changing environment. Modern theory obviously works on the situation space theories. If environment is changing, organization has to change or adapt the changes of its environment. Next है linking process of various subsystem. What are the elements which try to link these all subsystems? We discussed earlier. These three linking processes are defined by the Scott. Those were communication, decision, and balance. This theory suggests new structure model like project organization, matrix organization, free-form organization. By the subsystem, we come to know these kind of organization which are based on project. Matrix means every organization, every subsystem of the organization is interacting to each other. The theory replaced vertical relationship with lateral relationship that suggest coordination among superior, subordinate, and peers. Next theory is contingency theory and the situational theory. As the name suggests, these theories work on the premises that situation change the managerial actions. Different situations call for different approaches. Means there is no one best way for the management have to change their strategies, their choices, their approaches according to the change in the situation. According to this approach, organization efforts should be based on the behavior of actions outside the system so that organization easily get integrated with the environment. Contingency theorists include Lesnick, Burns, Lecter, Woodward, Lawrence, Lorst, and James Thompson. These theories focuses on the specific a situation on factors that influence appropriateness of the managerial strategy over the another one. This theory highlight the importance of developing skills by manager in analyzing situation and finding out contingency factor that influence their approach. A manager tried in the contingency approach may offer solution to the problem that is responsive to the characteristics of the total situation being faced. The system approach takes a general view of organizational variable. Those are technical variables, social variables, personal variables, structure variables, and external variables. The contingency theory is concerned with the achieving a fit between organization and its environment. Thank you for watching. Please like and comment or subscribe.